If you're thinking about using a Dubai trust as part of your wealth protection strategy, one of the first questions you will want clarity on is the cost. Not just the headline setup fee, but the full cost breakdown. Because while Dubai Trust offer powerful benefits, those benefits do come with a cost. So in this video, I'm going to cover the exact cost of setting up and operating a trust, including the setup fee, the annual cost, optional extra cost, and how pricing varies based on the complexity. Before we start, my name is Shiraz Baid and I'm the founder at Lepidus Wealth, where we help clients and families protect their assets using a range of tools, including trust, foundations, wills, and offshore structures. So, if you own a business or real estate, don't wait until a legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting what you have built. Instead, request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link below. You can then implement it step by step as your journey progresses. In Dubai, trusts are typically established through DIFC or ADGM, which are two internationally recognized financial free zones. Both operate under common law principles and both offer robust legal infrastructure. But the cost structures aren't identical. And even within the same jurisdiction, there is a wide range depending on how your trust is designed. For most private clients, a straightforward trust setup through a licensed corporate service provider in DIFC will start around 18 to 25,000 US dollars. That includes drafting of the trust deed, registration with the DIFC Registrar of Trust, and initial trustee appointment. If you are using a professional trustee, which is often recommended for compliance and continuity reasons, that will add to the cost. Now, some clients ask, why is the initial setup fee so high, especially when compared to other offshore jurisdictions? The short answer is regulation. Dubai is not selling secrecy or shortcuts. It's offering a clean, regulated structure that works for families who also need international banking, property holding, or succession planning. Now, let's discuss the annual maintenance cost. A typical DIFC trust will carry ongoing annual fee between $6,000 to $10,000. This includes trustee services, regular compliance reviews, KYC updates, and administrative filings required by the regulator. It's worth noting that if the trust structure includes complex or high value assets, such as operational companies, international properties, or sizable investment portfolios, then the trustee may charge higher annual fee to reflect the increased responsibility and administrative burden. This isn't just about paperwork. Trustees have a fiduciary duty and are legally accountable for how the trust is managed. That means they often engage legal and compliance professionals to ensure every transaction and distribution is legally and properly recorded and is compliant. If you are working with a top tier trustee firm, you will likely see this reflected in the price. But it also means you are getting peace of mind and professional governance, not just a name on a certificate. Some families choose to combine their trust with a foundation or a SPV. This is common when trust is used for succession, but the assets are better held through a company. Each additional entity, whether it's a DIFC foundation or an offshore SPV, brings in its own setup and annual cost. So it is important to model the entire structure, not just the trust itself. You should also factor in legal advisory cost. While many service providers offer bundled packages, high net worth clients often prefer a custom trust deed tailored to their family or asset situation. Legal fee for a customized deed and structuring advice can range from 6,000 all the way up to 20,000 US dollars, depending on the complexity and the firm that you work with. Banking adds another layer. While trust and DIFC are bankable, not all banks are equal in how they treat these structures. Some require enhanced due diligence or demand larger initial deposits. And certain international banks may treat your trust differently based on their internal policies. So, if you're setting up a trust with banking access in mind, you should confirm account eligibility and minimum balance requirement beforehand. The real question to ask isn't just how much a Dubai trust costs, but what kind of trust do I need and what it is meant to achieve. For example, a simple trust used to hold personal investment accounts or passive property will be much cheaper than the one designed to manage complex multi-generational estate with charitable components as well as cross-border tax considerations. It's also worth understanding who typically sets up these trusts. For many, it's international entrepreneurs or business families with assets in multiple jurisdictions. For others, it's professionals looking to ring fence personal wealth or prepare for succession in a structured, compliant manner. Dubai is increasingly being seen as a preferred hub not just for company formation, but also for family wealth planning. And that shift is reflected in the growing demand for DIFC and ADGM trusts. Beyond cost, timing is another factor to consider. A typical trust setup in Dubai will take around 4 to 6 weeks from initial consultation to finalization. This includes gathering due diligence, drafting documents, and completing the registration, as well as opening bank accounts if required. While that's longer than some of the offshore centers, it reflects the emphasis on compliance and regulatory integrity. And then there is the question of control. Many families are used to structures where they retain significant informal influence. But in Dubai, a professional trustee is expected to act independently and in line with the trust deed. This is a positive point for legal robustness, but it also means you need to work with a trustee you trust and who understands your family dynamics. Another important point is flexibility. Dubai trusts are often structured with letter of wishes, protectors' roles, and tailored distribution powers. These can mirror the preferences of a family office or accommodate complex scenarios like blended families, minor beneficiaries, or philanthropic goals. While adding these features can raise the legal fee, they're often essential for long term alignment. There's also the tax planning considerations. While Dubai itself doesn't impose personal income tax or capital gains tax, your home country might do it. A properly structured Dubai trust can still play a valuable role in succession and asset protection. But you'll want to ensure the structure is tax neutral or tax efficient in the jurisdictions that matter. This is where your international legal and tax advisors come in. There are even operational considerations, such as how assets are contributed to the trust, how distributions are made, and whether the structure includes corporate entities, holding companies, or nominee arrangements. These details all affect the cost, timeline, and compliance. There are also additional optional services such as trust accounting, reporting for CRS or FATCA compliance, or even dedicated administrative support. Some families request family constitutions or governance frameworks to sit alongside the trust, which adds cost but enhanced clarity. There are also reputational benefits. A Dubai trust is viewed very differently from a structure in a secrecy based offshore center. It's recognized, regulated, and when structured properly, it is bankable and reportable. That makes it more durable in a world of increasing transparency. To summarize the full picture, setup fee typically range from $18,000 to $25,000, annual cost from $6,000 to $10,000, and legal advisory from $6,000 to $20,000. And there would be potential extra costs depending on the complexity of your structure. And while that's a significant investment, it's one that many families are willing to make for the peace of mind, compliance, and long term legacy planning. But if you find that this cost is too much for you in your current situation, you can also consider starting just with a family foundation. The cost of a family foundation is almost as much as setting up a free zone company in Dubai. So if that's what is more suitable to your case and you're interested in that, you should really check out my next video right here. As I mentioned earlier, if you own a business or real estate, don't wait for legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting your wealth. Many people think asset protection is only for ultra wealthy. But the reality is that some of these solutions cost as much as setting up a free zone company in Dubai. If you want to secure what you have built and ensure your legacy, you can request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link in the description below. And if you're serious about building long-term financial security, you should really check out my next video right here.